Paul Bunyan. I don't know if you remember the story, and that was came out when I was a little boy, right? And it was a story about a big giant who was a had an axe and he used to chop wood down, and then the railroad came out with a machine to cut wood. And it was a story then when I was little how there was they were going to have a contest to see who would be able to cut the most wood in the shortest amount of time. Needless to say, the technology of the train and the devices they had on it were better than Paul Bunyan. And he walks out into the wilderness. But it's just showing you, like the story of the tortoise, the turtle, and what was it, rabbit and the turtle. How no matter how fast you're moving forward, we're not really moving forward until we realize what we do with what we have. Will we ever understand life? And abuse to anybody or anything is wrong. I mean, the Ten Commandments kind of says that in simple words, and mankind couldn't even accept 10 laws. The Jewish religion created 613 laws. Did they help at all? No.
Yes.
The Muslims have their own. I mean, the Quran. I read parts of it. It's ridiculous.
No. Yeah, Quran. You know what the story of Muhammad is? Muhammad, when was in Medina, you know, he angel Gabriel came to him.
Well, wait.
And
See, no,
he wrote.
I told the story already about that, but that doesn't matter.
No. Let me tell you something, please. 1 second. And then the first 10 chapter of Quran is very beautiful. Then after 10 chapter, it becomes very ugly. The reason is the followers of Abu Bakr, Omar, Osman at that time, you know, we did not have technology, we don't have photo pictures, etc. So they killed the real Muhammad and then installed a puppet Muhammad. And then they sent him to the Mecca, and then, you know, he said to the Jewish people, Quraysh people, you know, slowly put your guns down, it's okay. And then suddenly he came and beheaded them. So that's the real story. Please read the book Mission for Muhammad and Islam, and then you will know what it is.
Well, what I'm saying is, we're nowhere now. No religion, no path is helping man realize who and what they are. Now, I'm a rebel. Like this guy wanted to go on about science and saying the benefits of science. No, there's no benefits. Native people, without science, were always able to cure any sickness that they got with the plants around them. And that person always became the medicine man. But it was not scientific technology playing in a lab with chemicals. It was playing with a plant or a leaf or a flower, which was always growing right next to them. So technology, the way we perceive it, we need better ships, better planes, and this, that. No, we don't. But we already created a horrible environment that you need a gas mask to walk around in. So how do you get better than that? You already polluted the air. You polluted the water that we drink. My brother's a scientist, all right? And he said to me years ago, I told him, all the oceans, all the rivers, every lake is contaminated. He goes, no, that's impossible. 2 months later, he said he's reading a scientific journal. And they said every lake in the United States is toxic to a certain level. Some are really, really bad. And they actually ended up creating a fish manual saying what lakes, how often you're allowed to eat the fish out of them. Some you shouldn't, like Lake Ontario. But Lake Huron and Huron and a couple of lakes around here are crystal clear, well, at the time anyway. And then these compared to each other. So the toxicity that we created is beyond repair. Sure, God could wave his magic wand or its magic wand over the planet if it wanted to, but it's not going to happen. We have to be responsible and learn responsibility. And my favorite phrase for that, with freedom, and everybody wants freedom, comes total responsibility. Now, to show you how corrupted it was, Moses was working with Jehovah. Jehovah is the God of the astral plane. All right. When Moses came off the mountain, God said to him, "Thou shalt not kill."
Absolutely.
Right. Here,
but we are killing today.
Wait. Wait. He comes down a couple months later. What is it? I don't know how many actual days he really stayed there. But he comes down off the mountain and kills 3,000 people right then and there. So how do we move forward from a perverted, twisted idea in the beginning? And it was accepted. Even when they got to the promised land, it was accepted that they had to kill the people that were there already. There's no exception. God said it. There's no exception for killing. Well, Jesus did. I mean, God didn't say it, but there is no exception. You can't justify killing one person and not the other. I mean, you can't say, well, we have the right to kill him, but we don't have the right to kill them. But you can't kill people in the United States, but we kill people in Vietnam? What's the justification? Well, we didn't like what they were doing, and they didn't like what we were doing. So whoever kills each other, well, why doesn't the president and Putin and the head of Russia and all these guys take each other out? It's a game to them. It's a chessboard movement game.
Right.
And it's not about life, and it's not about death. They don't care how many people die.
It's about they divide us and conquer, my friend.
It's just take over and create what they think is right. Now, I explained this, and I only learned this, that China, the head person of China died recently, and the new person of China is actually trying to work out some kind of an agreement with Tibet. China already took over Tibet a couple years ago, but they're trying to make an agreement with them. At the same time, they're building these giant army bases on the ocean. And check them out. You know, it's pathetic. I mean, I was on AOL, and the screen came up, and it said 15 of the unknown army bases of the United States. And they showed them all, where they are, what islands they are. And I said, is that the best? I mean, isn't that exposing? Isn't that like a terrorist act, exposing our secret bases? And then China does the same thing. It's trying to create fear and making people believe in that fear. Like I said,
as I said, divide and conquer and fear, and also they give us, all those medications that is not good for body with multiple side effects. As a result, then this is called United States of America. This is UK. This UK is every day somebody is stabbed by somebody else. I mean, now I guess they don't have a gun. Then they go back to machete and etc.
We got so much crime in Hawaii alone. Yeah. So supposedly the most beautiful place. Really, people are programmed with ideas. They accept them. Now, I'm sorry people were so far off mainstream, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to talk about. I could have disconnected him any time. I try to let people have their say. If it makes them feel good, makes them feel better about themselves, that's fine. I will go on doing what I do. I didn't know if it was going to get anywhere better. That's why I let him go on a little bit longer. And when you called on, I was ready to disconnect him, but I said, no, I'll just leave him there. He disconnected himself, which is fine. But,
No, I mean, he wasn't understand like me and you and etc. because, he was just a little bit off the track. But hopefully we like everybody come show. We talk to everybody. We don't mind. We don't censor anybody. If he wants to call back the last 5 minutes, let him call back.
Right. I don't censor people.
Yeah.
I mean, cursing and stuff, I would just disconnect them in a second. Wants to talk against God, let him. Because he creates karma, not me. He wants to talk about Jesus. He creates karma, not me. He wants to talk about science. Let him. Most people want to believe science is our answer, but it's not. It's not going to help us. It's not going to move us to the point where we need to move to. So, I got people that I've told them listen to this show, and they were going to try to listen to it. I don't want them to listen to it because I know it's not where they want to go, what they hear. I'm glad everybody in the chat room was there. Thanks for coming in. The people that came on, I appreciate it. He shed some light on people that might not know who the Moors are. We have multiple races on this planet and belief systems. And they have been, some of them are really old, and some of them say they're older than everybody else. You know, type up how to create a religion. And the first thing it says, you have to create a powerful God. And then you build whatever you're going to say on that idea. So, and it's really simple to do it, and you can. And you will get a following. I mean, to consider the idea that somebody comes out and says they're God or they're this or that, it just takes a few people to follow them, and then more people will follow. It's like the blind leading the blind in the old story.
Yeah, Christianity is 800 division, and we have one sect of the Christianity is serpent worshipper, and because in the Bible say some parts, I forgot the exact.
I don't know if you noticed this or not. You're probably not in the chat room, but they were talking about the serpent for a while.
Yeah.
And they were going on about that.
Yeah, these are not. I mean, what the hell is that? That serpent, cobra. You play with cobra snake and bites you, and then you don't go doctor, and of course your body will die. I mean, it's not scientifically correct. And but these people play. We have a church of snakes in the United States, and that's why Jesus brought only one simple truth.
Right, but the idea
are making money out of it, and all the heads of the churches, whether it's Catholic, Protestant, etc., or the snake worship, they have beautiful houses. Beautiful houses.
Okay, let me say this for the people
but
out
Jesus
there.
did not have a house to live. Go ahead,
right.
please.
Well, let me say this. People like to believe their story more than anything. Obviously, it's my story. I want people to believe it, or that's what it is. But when you look at a real God, and then somebody said the reptilians, fake God, that aliens are a lie, if you don't have experience in what you're going to talk about, don't talk about it. Now, the person that was on said he talks to aliens. Well, good for him. What did he get out of that? Is it helping him in any way? Maybe it is. That's his choice. But the concept that we assume that there's fake gods and fake this, it's what people accept. That's all. Everybody wants to be something. Everybody wants to be recognized. So imagine if you had just a little teeny bit of power. You'd be recognized as a god. And that's the way it goes down. When aliens came here, when deities, when all these different things came, they just had to have a little bit more power. Well, my time has run out, Mike. I'm glad you called in.
Tim. Thank you, TJ. I know she's listening in the background. TJ, Teresa Morris. Thank you, and have a great one until next time.
Until next time,
Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Bye-bye. Sorry, people,
Bye-bye.
We kind of went different ways tonight. I will get back to this. I do want to cover it the way I want to, and get into it in detail. I just figured I'd let it go today. It won't happen again. I went too far outside of where I wanted to be. If it was all directed directly where I wanted to be, it would have been a different story. But I just wanted to see where it was going to go. So with that, I'm glad you tuned in. Sorry for the mix-up for what's going on, but hope you got something out of it. I stand by my truth, period. I don't care what people say, do, or think, or whatever. That's their choice. But I'm going to still keep putting the truth out there. It needs to be heard, needs to be recognized, and needs to be dealt with. So until next time, everybody, thank you for stopping in. It was always a pleasure. I don't even know if I want to promote the show or not, but it was interesting. So with that, tell them where you heard it. Hawksblood1, AOL.com. Send me an email, message, text, whatever you need to if you want a question answered or not. Thank you again. Till next time. Peace.